Smells like.
Democracy.
Wait a second.
Democracy.
I mean, you can always get them with a little bit of flechette rounds. Those are fun.
Oh, good God.
Those totally are still considered the convention.
We outdoor shotguns in Germany protested very loudly against those.
You know,
Wait a
trench
minute.
warfare. That's why they called it the trench gun. It cleared the trench.
There's some truth to that. World War I.
I just find it funny. They're like,
Hey, you can't be using that
you
trench
can't
gun.
use that.
You're using toxic gas. Well, alright.
So,
And I love that Browning, the Browning machine gun was what caused most deaths in World War I, and it's just right up there, just right up there. Like, and of course the barbed wire fence, of course.
Keeps the cows out.
Or in if you've got enough lead
We're
flying.
trying to
through.
keep our livestock in our fields.
that includes the German. We're
We
just
didn't
kind
want the
of
landmines getting out.
But the problem was everybody started using it in the
Yeah.
same place.
Did you?
Everything-
Sorry, did you guys know that?
Oh, barbed wire? That's some more of that.
Did you all know gorillas are heavy enough to
What
set
can
off?
we do to make Yeah.
Ah, yes, yes.
What do you mean I gotta run through the razor wire?
So what can we make
No.
that can counter this invention that's slaughtering everybody? The tank! And now tanks are obsolete.
Not completely.
Have you been watching?
They still have their uses.
The Russian tank is obsolete.
Fair enough.
The Abrams can still kill 3 kilometers.
The Bradley. Our Bradley, which is way outdated and can still kill
I
their
think it
best.
still would be a pretty good match.
Yeah.
T-76 is not doing so great.
Neither was the G95.
Yeah.
Or the T, whatever they were.
And they captured.
Almost down to
Yeti.
And they apparently did capture one of our Abrams that we gave that was stripped down and there's nothing in it, no technology or whatever. And they're like parading it through Moscow and they're like, look, we captured one. And it's like,
Congratulations. You want to see the rest of them?
Those are the old ones, guys. They're not showing you the new ones.
yeah, they've
We
been.
don't sell
I have
them.
heard that
Yeah,
they're
that.
making a new armor. Yeah, that. Yeah. But, what is it? Why can't I think of the stupid? This is why I need an intelligence roll. Yes!
Okay, what is
No, think of what I'm
So everybody interpret what he's thinking.
Talking about the Raptor.
No, I'm
How
talking.
we're building a specific plane to sell to allies.
I'm talking about the stupid drones. I'm talking about drones or whatever. So it's drones that can pretty much, now they can just hunter seek you, like, and
Yeah.
put enough explosives on it, and it's on. You're gonna destroy anything in its path. So
Bring it back.
yeah, but
Is it still made by Mercedes-Benz?
I know, this one's General Electric.
And why would they not make them again?
Hey,
This time they're made legally. With legal employees.
we can still just
I
use
think
it.
the other one were real employees.
but who are these people that seem to be in control of this? Like,
Pete Martin.
that's what I want to know. I want to meet them and go like,
Are we
really?
just sending
Why?
Ukraine like all of our old?
All right, let's get this started.
Okay.
So, last session, Curtis was summoned by Orem to gather the group for an urgent trial at the waterfall involving Keyleth and her leadership in the Arashari. After some comical and clumsy moments, including Tabby pulling a muscle and Drayden's mishap with a jump, the group engaged in a series of elemental trials these trials tested their teamwork, their magical prowess, with challenges related to air, earth, water, and fire. Despite the initial failures, the group eventually adapted to overcome the obstacles, and then the session concluded with the group being welcomed into the Druidic Circle of the Arashari by Keyleth, marking a significant development in their journey. And so at that point, you guys went on and went to your bed, woke up in the morning, and I'd say at this point you're eating breakfast at like a little kind of tavern type thing together. So what is it that you guys like to do?
So we're resetting our.
Yes, you can do a long rest.
Awesome, thank you.
Just sentimental since I've done this on PC. Where's long rest? There it is.
And you guys are all currently together.
I don't want to be with them.
Well, Curtis is like, he's got his own motivations and wants to be part of the group, but at the same time, he's like, well, he kind of like stands up and is like, so, everybody, what do you guys think about maybe revisiting that old ruin that we came out of where we nearly died? Well, I think we might learn something from all those monoliths and all those spires, and I think they might be.
Is there any special writing on them we didn't?
I don't.
decipher yet?
Well, no, I don't think we, had time to really study them much. I didn't. But there is an ulterior motive, I have to admit. I'd like to know if my friends are okay, but I don't want to force anybody. I understand it's a very risky move, but I just like to put it out there that maybe we should try to help those.
Moses kind of leans forward and goes, I kind of agree with you. Personally, I want to clear them out.
But there might be something we could find. And I think I was able to convince Keyleth in joining us. Because she has interest, because those obviously are portals to elemental planes.
Oh, I think she's going to be more preoccupied with trying to save the primal essences and the primals. Because there's no way we can fight and win that fight.
Fair enough.
She's going to be busy doing that. Personally, I think the group should be focusing on what we can do. We can get the other artifacts. And then make sure that she can't get to it. As far as I can tell, she
Yes.
needs to finish all four.
You're right. That is more urgent than that. I just, want to put it out there, Mike. I just hate the idea of them suffering. But
Well, I understand your plight, and I think she can at least potentially get us close enough to that site that we can clear them out and then head to Geladon. Get the first artifact.
it's probably the greater good, anyways. Hopefully, we can get something done on the way there. And besides,
I agree with you, Curtis, and I think we need to focus on what we can do and what we can't do. Not trying to sound like a coward, but
no.
this group is not capable of fighting the Necromancer the way it is.
Curtis goes, you took a disintegrate to the face. I don't really consider you a coward.
I do not see it as a cowardly move. I see it as wisely looking into the future and seeing that what we have already gone through, we are not ready to come up against.
Yeah.
We can easily head back and strengthen either our numbers or ourselves to be able to take on something out of that difficulty.
Strengthen ourselves with the
Exactly.
All right, so we have an idea where these are at.
where they were, we can go ahead and get these artifacts. And I'm thinking potentially having one on us and one at the Frost Post outpost. She would have to go and kill a bunch of people to get it from them, or she would have to find us and kill all of us for the other artifacts.
I also feel like if we should head back to the Frost Outpost. I remember them saying that they had some wizards on the way, and I do not know if they have the same interests in mind that we do.
I could agree with you, Tabby. But first, I think we need to talk to Keyleth and see what she would like to happen.
Yes.
She's definitely been hospitable with us, and I don't want to potentially piss her off, and she's got her own mess she has to deal with.
Totally.
Okay.
What do you think, Conlon?
Sounds like a great idea. Which one are we going after first?
I figure the one in the waterfall, since that one is would be closer, and the other one seems to already be contested. We're definitely going to need to be prepared for the second one.
Okay. Waterfall it is.
So we're going to go ahead and just proceed to go to Keyleth's area respectfully and ask if we can have an audience with her.
Okay. So who are you going to look for? Are you just trying to find like Orem or just one of the guards?
Yeah, we should probably find Orem first, and
It's just Curtis knows where her study is.
yeah, we should probably try to get
Yeah,
an audience of
just go
sorts.
to-
Let's go to Orem and
Okay.
and talk to him. Yeah, there's protocol for this. There's protocol.
Yeah.
Protocol.
So just to let you know, I don't know if this is above table, that the last session I did make a mistake on some wording. So to clarify, the water garden said that the scale of Ayun is located deep within the depths of an ancient tower, crumbled fortress. It's not where I said in the video, like the waterfall and that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
just for clarification.
We have to go to the power tower.
Because if you're thinking of the Aurora Cascade Vale, where Geladon resides, the whole reason why you guys went there in the first place was to get the Fang of Tiamat.
Oh, okay.
That's
So-
why I got confused. That was a DM confusion.
Okay.
Damn, screw up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so we wouldn't know where the collapsed tower is
At the moment.
I would like to make a history check to see if I know where it's at.
Okay. Roll a history for me.
I would give you advantage, but I wouldn't know.
I was gonna say, can I roll one as well to see if it would be in kind of the area my village was?
Yes. Yeah, Tabby, you can roll, and I would also say you would have advantage.
15.
Okay.
Okay. I'll get with you just a minute. See what Tabby rolls.
Unless
I
I
rolled
do
an 18.
survival.
And it would have nothing to do with Shadowfell, right?
So, sorry, say that again, Tabby?
That was an 18.
An 18? Okay, so between the two of you, let me go to my notes real quick.
We give a jabot and figured out some information.
I swear it's the High Elves.
Can it be at the High Elves? Their castle ruined? Where they failed at something?
We know what they failed at.
Being high.
This is their
No, they
first
succeeded
fail
on that
city,
one.
They're not a Kenku, so they can't handle being high.
Obviously.
Can't handle that dank kush.
Okay, so with between the two of you going and back and forth and discussing, you recall, especially you, Tabby, you recall with you just helping him out a little bit of like certain like locations that you've seen in your travels in the wastes, some of the landmarks and everything. The closest thing that would represent some kind of crumbled fortress or type of structure would be Whisperwind Hold, which is the place where the initial monolith, where the Fang was entered into. That would be your closest recollection, or the possibility of, in your base ways, let me go to the maps real quick. Somewhere kind of near the, where you know of like the orcs and that kind of stuff that people have gone missing, that would be the other location that there might be some kind of tower there as well. So, Tabby, that would be your most location. That would be like closer to where your tribe was.
It's where they're buried.
Okay. They are not buried yet.
But yeah, so that would be your two things: is either the Whisper Hold or something up in the northwestern. But with, do you guys explain that information of your knowledge, or?
Yes.
Yes, we will share that.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try to get in touch with Orem
Okay.
and see if I could.
So upon going to where Keyleth's kind of study slash shrine or holy place, I don't know exactly how you'd call it, but Sacred Grove.
And I'm assuming everybody's coming along because.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. At that point, you would definitely see Orem kind of like standing guard, doing like a little patrol around the outskirts of Keyleth's like little hut type thing.
Do I notice that there's a slight path of where he patrols often? Like, the ground has been a little bit worn down, obviously. From
Yes, from continuous use. Yeah, very subtle, but yeah.
He's pacing. Okay.
Well, not like a back and forth. It's just like a continuous, like a normal path type thing. But yeah.
Ask Orem if I could speak with him for a second. We need to, if we can get an audience with Keyleth.
Yes, Curtis. What can I do for you?
We're looking for some certain artifacts, and we want to know with Keyleth. We'd like to make him, her input, so we don't make the wrong move. And we'd just like her input on what we should do first. What we think, because we don't want to do something without her consent.
Yeah, I can go in and see if she can spare some time.
Okay.
See you kind of walk away and for a little moment. Maybe about 5 or 10 minutes. Is there anything you guys would like to discuss while he's going to grab her?
No, I don't want to. Let him go.
Goes inside. I want to check to see if anybody kind of suspicious is kind of watching as he disappears.
Okay, make a perception roll.
I think it's a 7 for my perception. It's a 6. 18.
Okay, so with an 18, you do see multiple individuals like within trees kind of watching the area and stuff, and they definitely keep an eye. This is like your first time actually seeing them. They did not roll well with stealth-wise this time.
With my
But
passive
you
perception,
can-
catch them at 15.
Yeah, all of you see them. Like I said, I did not roll that well.
Alright.
But they are of her.
Yeah, it looks like they're typical kind of like Arashari garments and that kind of stuff. It looks like they are guards patrolling and looking, keeping an eye on the inside and the exterior.
You have to excuse me. I need to get blood through my legs.
You're good.
One thing I'd like to
Go ahead, Tabby.
One thing I'd like to bring up before we talk to Keyleth is we ran into the fact of the monolith we came through was not up there when she went and investigated for it. So it could be like a closed portal situation, or it could be in another location.
I agree. I'm just thinking, since there was a bunch of trees, if she has a way back to the material realm, she'd be able to send us to one of those trees. We can then wipe out whatever's remnant of the Dragon Chrome people, take what we need, and then potentially start heading to Frost Outpost to figure out our next move. That's at least what I'm thinking.
We probably need a couple things from there.
I'm not sure what to do with Miriel at the moment. She might be more protected here than at the Frostwall.
Possible, but she'd be harder to get in contact with.
True, but I don't feel she's in a good place to be in this. Plus, with her transformation, what are the odds that they'll pull her back to them?
That's another thing you might want to think about as well, is will she let you leave her behind? You did just propose.
It's a conversation to have with her.
Well.
And Arceus kind of looks lost in thought.
I kind of concede to Arceus here or whatever if we were let in or
Yeah.
whatever. I don't.
You're
think-
still kind of just waiting on the outside right now.
Because I just want to, there's some decisions here that I don't want to really, I don't think I should be appropriate to be a part of. I mean, no.
Speak your mind, Curtis.
No, I just don't want to, if I go in there alone and make the wrong decision or whatever, it affects like Miriel and stuff like that, I don't want to, I just want to make sure we all go as a group.
With these type of decisions, I feel Keyleth would probably want everybody's input.
Okay, fair enough.
And about around this time, you do see Aurum come back. Yes, she's willing. She can spare a couple moments. If you guys will follow me, leads on in, and you see a little bit of a different side to Keyleth. About at this point, she's not in kind of. So you normally you see her in her like very kind of like regal-ish type of clothing and all that kind of stuff, and you can kind of see her kind of a little bit in like nightgown, just getting ready for the morning and stuff. It's, you definitely see not necessarily a combat ready or more of like a stoic. You see definitely a lighter side to her.
She trusts us. That is good.
You, with your guys' passive perceptions, you do see a raven in the window sill outside hanging on a tree.
Would we know that lore of it?
You can make a history roll if you want to.
Would I have that?
I don't-
Considering I'm not
Maybe,
like
yeah.
spite the matron of ravens.
So, I would say yes. You would have
Since I
an
have to
advantage.
be a
Yeah.
little more careful.
What did you say? You said
Doesn't matter.
you said a history?
Yep, a history or
I could afford it too.
religion.
I'm screwed.
I rolled a 14.
Okay.
Oh, thank God. At least the barbarian figured it out.
18.
Yeah.
Okay.
9, 7. Why can't I think of 9 plus 7?
Perception.
16.
Yeah, best I got is
16.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Wait, was it percent? I thought it was history.
Oh, history?
yeah, history or religion.
History or religion? Which one's better?
They're
Yeah, 16.
intelligence. Both.
Yeah, they're both intelligence. You just might
It's
be
still
proficient.
+6 for me. So 10 is my max.
Okay, and then Drayden, or did you not? roll?
6.
Okay, and then what did you say you had, Tabby?
14.
14.
I couldn't have done that.
I will say you kind of know that the Matron of Ravens deals with ravens, but it just looks like a raven. And that's to all of you. It just looked like there's a raven in the windowsill.
We don't see any connection with Matron of Reasons or anything like that. Right?
I would say, Tad, you roll with advantage because you have studied some lore and you know things about
Conlon
Keyleth
does it
and-
with an 18.
That's no. So 12. It's a 12.
It's, I guess, just a raven.
That's
It's just a raven.
Yeah.
I got this.
Quote
I
the,
would say
quote the
that-
raven, nevermore.
Yeah, no.
I start quoting Edgar Allan Poe. Oh, it's a
Just
raven.
start
I literally do
quoting
that. I go like,
Nevermore.
oh, what a cool looking raven. Is this your pet?
Anything, nothing.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, he just likes to watch over me.
Oh, okay.
Not right now.
What a voyeur.
You do see a kind of next, like with her like nightgown that she's wearing. You do see kind of a simple wooden carving of a tree that's kind of hanging on one of her like belt type of thing. Her leather belt. So what is it that you guys wish to speak with? In the morning stages, I have some stuff that I need to take care of, but
We're thinking of going after one of the artifacts. Stolen by you.
okay.
Since they said it was the bowels of a tower, we think it might be one that's a little northwest of Frostwatch, or it's a little northwest of Frostwatch.
That was
And Arceus kind of walks past Conlon because he was kind of in the back. We just want to try to make sure that we're on good terms with you, because I don't particularly like leaving you with the mess that is Nocturna, but it seems as though we would best be served elsewhere.
No, don't worry about that. That's something that like I'm trying to figure out as well, like her motives. We did recently. We got some more information from the prisoner. Let me real quickly look through. You see her kind of going over some papers.
And while she's looking through the papers, do I notice any of the papers, like, specifically about Elder Blood or
Make a perception roll.
11?
Nope. You don't. Yep. You don't see anything.
a little more to your left.
I know.
Ferris was trying to point to him. A little more to your left. Try again. Right there. That's a 19.
You don't see any glimpses of anything left, any out of their blood or anything like that.
Pointing to nothing. Pebble. Right there at your feet.
The shiny rock.
I want the shiny rock.
I'm trying to find it
Can I
in
ask the
my
shiny
own
rock?
section. Huh?
Is there a shiny rock at Arceus's feet that I rolled with that 19 and that's what I spotted?
There's no shiny rock or anything in here.
I want a shiny rock. I don't
I
know.
made disintegrate, but I don't know in Pokemon.
I mean, this one's
And while she's,
red and white.
while she's looking, I kind of lean towards Curtis and just kind of whisper to you, I'm going to need your help with something once we're finished.
All right. It's within my abilities, sure.
It will.
Who are you trying to bury?
So
If I needed that, I would ask you.
I am having a heck of a time for some reason.
Someone. Do you need any pristine skulls?
This is strange. Quite the collection.
Anybody need a pristine skull?
How does that one look familiar?
Oh, don't worry about that one.
Why is that one called a Kenku? I've
So
only seen one of
the
those.
individual that we looked into, we did get more information about this Noctura that you're speaking of, how she has, he doesn't know like the full details at least, not that he is aware of. But she seems to have some sort of disease, affliction of some kind that is specifically tied to the primal entities, trying kind of warping their minds in that sense of like what they're tasked to do, they start to feel a disconnect with their elemental plane. They don't feel like they belong. Is the best way that I can kind of explain it.
So they're undead from an elemental plane?
Well, no,
And homesick. And just to verify, does he have elder blood?
The prisoner, no.
Prisoner in question, yes.
No, he does not. But so, what he said that this amalgamant is it's called reversal rot. As he's heard Nocturne say it multiple times. So the essence of this rot is the affliction is not merely a disease, but it is a precise and calculated like curse. I have yet to finish reading it, so I don't know yet. But I did have a individual that copied the book through magical means, so here is another copy for you guys as well. She hands you kind of the original version. Just make sure to be careful with keeping this, because
Should we destroy it?
it could possibly be able to be tracked. So do keep that in mind. But anyways,
Goes ahead and
Scan
accepts the
through
book.
that for
yeah, so it's,
reversal rot.
from what it is saying, from what we gathered from him, is it's supposed to target the guardians of the primal source. That's the main effect of this disease. And then, or like entities of immense power.
I'm good.
And so basically the premise of it is it makes what their normal alignment, their duties are, it slowly reverses it. And it makes it so if one of like the plane of air will then all of a sudden seek the burning sensation, or like water would seek for fire or dark areas. So it kind of warps their motives until they oppose their original purpose.
So Miriel, I wonder if she has.
A different kind of rot applied to her, not this one.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, so around like kind of the final stages of what's the theory of it is the guardians or entity that is afflicted by this embodies the anti-hills of their former self, potentially wreaking havoc upon the realms they once protected, because they just feel isolated. They don't belong in that plane anymore.
Because their entire existence has been basically
Reversed.
into something else.
Yeah.
So is it a direct reversal of, say, like water or fire? You know what I mean? Is
This
it?
is a reversal of planes.
Yeah, so it's a reversal of an individual's.
You know what I mean? How there's like a
priorities.
counteract for every, I'm assuming,
Yeah,
fire,
so
water,
Fire,
air.
water,
to air.
like for example, in theory, if the water primal source, the guardian of that, were to be affected by this, they would then seek the hells, the burning. They would want that. They desire that. And then while they're still stuck in their own plane, they will despise it. They'll start causing havoc because they like, I don't belong here. I need this warmth, but I can't get it.
say enough of these guardian spirits or whatever are turned like that, will it completely just collapse? Those planes of existence
It could.
causing our world to turn upside down as far as elements are concerned?
For
or-
elemental wise, most likely, because without the elemental planes, there's supposed to be a harmonious thing, you know, and they work in conjunction with our own material plane.
So I asked Keyleth, what do you think our best bet is to start?
Uh,
Should we get one of these artifacts and have her come to us? Or should
That would be very plausible. That I think is a valid reason. If there's some way that you can get one of these artifacts before her, it'll keep her from going to at least one of the planes. So one of the guardians won't be affected, possibly.
There's one about you.
we need more information?
Are there any trees northwest of Frost Lodge?
And if you guys need like a teleportation, a plane shift of that kind of nature, I can go through trees, but I need to have actually seen the tree or know of it. So if you're trying to get to, where exactly are you trying to go?
We figure if we try to wipe out some of the people that are working for her, that would be good stars, maybe get a little more evidence without us being rushed.
Yeah.
Have you been to, I think Curtis and Tabby was talking, the Whispering Towers? Or, sorry, there was relics, or near the chasm. I'm trying to remember what you said it was. Little history check.
Yeah.
Roll a history check. Let's see if you remember.
24?
So are you talking
Oh, you want to
No, you don't get guidance. We got 24.
Thank you for guiding me.
The DC was 25.
So are you speaking of the Evercrest range, or or are you talking like you said chasms?
Where the Thunderclouds don't leave. It's the homeland of Tabby.
The place where all the works go.
Yeah.
So I myself haven't been to the continent of Xadia, so I don't know exactly everything there. You with the 24 would know that it is the Frostspire Pinnacle.
The Frostfire Pinnacle, is there any way you can get us as close as possible to that?
With me not ever being in that direction, it would be extremely hard. Do you guys have any idea of like the location, what it looks like, specifically kind of give me detailed descriptions of things will maybe make it a little bit easier for me to try to get you guys there, and if you guys know of any trees there.
Tabby?
I was going to say, would I be able to? I was going to say, would I be able to use the information of living there to kind of use the area where they picked me up, where there was the
Yes,
ghost
I
at the end of the fort?
will ask to do a roll a d20 and
Okay.
do it as a history, an insight, or a religion.
Well, those are all the same.
Or nature.
So,
You can do nature too.
well, those are all the same. So, 19.
Okay. Yeah, with the 19, you can describe some trees and the general kind of landscape of the area.
Great.
Okay, then I'll probably end up doing the cascades where they originally picked me up at the airship. So I remember it being a open field of. It was mostly open, and were we close to the mountains on that one? It's been a couple months.
So, are you talking about the Aurora Cascade Vel? Or are you?
Is that where they picked me up with the crash ship, the sky
They
ship?
picked you up kind of in the middle of the waste, so there wasn't like any mountains
Okay.
near you. But if you're specifically talking about the Frostfire Pinnacle, it would have been a mountainous region that you know of.
I should.
Yeah, and
have done
there's trees there.
that. Okay, I should have done more research on the map. But I'll give her as much information. I'll give her as much information as Tabby would know about that.
Yeah, so what you would know is for the Frostfire Pinnacle, you would know it's rising like a sentinel amongst the glacial wastes. Frostfire Pinnacle is a massive ice formation, unparalleled in its in its majestic presence, set within a cradle of smaller mountains. The very earth seems to form a protective barrier around it. The landscape around the pinnacle is fractured by 3 formidable chasms, further aiding to its mystique and the grandeur of the landmark. That's what you would know. So it is very much an ice thing in the center and then smaller mountains around it, with, of course, trees and that kind of stuff.
Understood.
That definitely helps.
Within a few days walk.
Has your medical experts seen regression or progression with Miriel's condition?
It seems to be regressing.
Regressing?
Yes, not necessarily getting better. It seems that whatever affliction is upon her, it seems to be slowly changing.
Would it be faster on the material plane or
It's too early to know.
That makes me think that it is now.
Would you think that this is the same thing that was affecting the dwarf that we have in prison right now?
The dwarf doesn't seem to have any afflictions or anything similar to her.
Is it anything to do with the universal?
From what the dwarven individual was saying, it doesn't seem to appear to be that.
So it is something different.
Because they're stating she has elder blood, so I'm assuming that's affecting her in some way. And as far as I can tell,
It appears to be that is part of the reason. And I don't know if that's why it is slowly progressing, or if someone was affected that didn't have this rod, how fast they would have gone. Like, this is very new.
Would Curtis know what elder blood is?
Make a intelligence roll for me, or an arcana roll.
What is that? 17
I would say
plus
you have
7?
advantage
Yeah.
on this.
Oh, well. The higher roll there is 17 plus 7 is 24.
Okay, so was this intelligence or arcana?
Arcana.
You would know that elder blood primarily is tied to the primal dragon gods.
Primal dragon gods?
Gods, yes. So we're talking Bahamut, Tiamat, and those type of goblins. It is almost like a direct descendant of them.
Wow.
Get
was
it
it?
on.
You, with that Arcana check, I would also say that it wouldn't be tied to like Geldon. Like she probably has some type of that blood in it. It's just further down the line.
Okay.
This is literally like
So,
the child of those type of
so when we're talking specifically elder blood, we're talking direct descent.
direct descendants. Yes.
Very powerful.
Mm-hmm.
And this curse is related to it in that way.
From what you can see with the Arcana, it is possible. It seems to be affecting, but without any other inkling of somebody else that has this affliction that Miriel has, that
So it makes me
doesn't
wonder
have
about.
elder blood. You don't
It makes me wonder about what's her name, the evil necromancer woman, how she got a hold of elder blood, if that's the case. And
I mean, she's with the Chromatic Conclave, which are friends of Tiamat. One of the dragon gods.
You would also know, like in the book itself, some of like the diseases that you read through, it does say like in the thing that it's like by Nocturna Nightshade, Mistress of Necromancy, comma, Scholar of the Arcane Syndicate.
Arcane Syndicate. Do I know anything about the Arcane Syndicate?
Roll history. You roll history with advantage.
I have a question.
I get to roll history with advantage? Okay.
Yes.
Is there a test to be able to tell if someone has elder blood?
We could compare someone's blood to Miriel's because we know that she is of elder blood. 25. Okay.
As
26.
you say that, I literally pull my sword out a little bit and slice my hands out and go, hey, can you test this?
Can you put it in a vial for me? And I can get my.
Luca, you got a vial?
Yeah, he'll hand you a vial.
And then Arm just goes ballistic.
I fill
So-
it up and then, hey, you know what?
You would know, and both of you would know, that the Arcane Syndicate is a secret order of powerful mages. They tend to just be ones that desire power. So they're not necessarily bad, but they're not necessarily good either. They do what they need to for power.
Given Curtis, where he grew up, he's heard of them.
Yes.
And
So it's pretty heavy in Silver Haven.
To a certain degree, but it's not widely
Yeah.
open.
but anybody who's
you
in a
would
mage,
also know
yeah.
that Alara, your previous companion, spoke about the Arcane Syndicate before she left on her own somewhere. And then what were you gonna say?
just
Would I have known
Common sense.
contacts, that could have been associated with them in Silver Haven?
Sadly, no. You do not.
No!
Yeah, they are again very isolated, but you know that they're powerful mages.
would I know that any of my family or any of my friends or whatever know somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody or something like that within the order?
Roll me a intelligence roll. So just a d20 plus your intelligence modifier.
Plus my
I'll say you have to beat I'd say an 18 on this one.
17.
Sadly, you don't recall anything like that.
Something on the no.
You didn't give me guidance!
If it's all in his head, I have no way of seeing.
That's true. It was more of a.
If I can't see
This is
you
more of
doing
a thought.
something, I can't keep thinking. I don't know that.
Is there a way to lessen that you can pick up with elder and children of gods kind of treatments? Or who would you think I could even talk to about potentially the wish?
I mean, you could always, if you worship some kind of deity, you could ask for their guidance.
Got the wish bell ready.
I'm wishing really hard.
You could,
I'm wishing really hard.
if you guys do manage to meet with one of these primal guardians, you could possibly ask them questions, or if you know of a dragon, you might be able to ask them some of that questions as well.
Galadon.
Yeah.
After
I
hearing
say that.
the praying to a deity for an answer, can I do a religion check to try for that?
Okay, roll me a religion roll, and if you roll a 15 or higher, then I want you to do a D100 roll.
Got it. Well, that's a 16.
Okay, so roll a D100.
Yep.
And I'll say you have to roll higher than 75%.
I did not. That's a 41.
Okay.
Would I be able to do that with Nix? Or not?
You can certainly try.
Certainly try. That's a nat 20.
Okay, so roll a D100. And because of the nature of this, I will say it'll be a 70% that you have to beat on this one.
89. Yeah. That's 89.
So the device is an 80 and then a 9 on the other one. Okay.
He's
So-
either 89 or 98.
You want me to reroll?
It's because he has a 100 and then a 100.
I rolled two 100s.
Oh, okay.
I'm
Yeah.
like, wait a minute. But technically, yes,
It
it would
wasn't
be one of
eight.
those two.
It wasn't 8
It was
or
a
9,
nine.
so
89 or 98. Either one of those rolls.
Okay, I'll allow it. I'll allow
yes.
it.
It's like that
Mainly
was a good roll on
because-
both. Thank you, Cancer. The worst part is mine's a very really god, so that's a problem.
Yeah, so I would say what
You
you
don't pick this up, bitch slap.
get, not in any type of words or communication in that sense. What was the question again that you were asking about? Like, what's your question?
Being able to find a way to save them.
Okay.
It's
You
a strong sense for my blood.
so you get a strong feeling of a need to get the artifacts. And getting those, it leads you to getting a strong sense of the something to do with the primal sources. But that is kind of what you get. with that.
Just to clarify, is it a feeling like I need to use the artifacts to talk to one of these sources, or is it just to get the artifacts?
So it is. So the general thing of it is, you need the artifacts to get to the primal sources, which those you feel like you need that to do what you're kind of wanting, what you're asking for.
So they're like portal keys to the primal sources. And the primal sources are what holds the elemental planes together, in a sense.
In a sense.
And it corrupted by, say, elder blood could just tear everything apart, right?
I mean, that's pretty good. That's a theory.
Regresses
theory.
it.
That's a good theory.
Just a film theory.
Fanfic.
As I kind of get that impression, I ask Keyleth, is there any way that you can warn or talk to these primal entities?
being in the station that I am, so the Arashari, there are technically 4 tribes. We used to be all one. I am technically the leader of the air. That's why we're called the Arashari. Yeah, the water Arashari. So the best one that I can closely get related to would be the air deity, the air primal source.
Do elemental deities play nice with each other, or do they not really talk to each other?
Sorry, say that again.
Do the rest of the air deities talk to each other? If you were to say one air deity that's close to the other one?
They'll have some conversation amongst each other if it's something deadly enough, but most just stick to their own plane.
Do you talk to the head of the fire or whatever, Ashari?
I just figure if we can get a general warning to all of them, and maybe just some information on.
Yeah, and that is kind of another thing with the Ashari, is when you first kind of get to the station that I am, you first have to kind of go through an Aramente, which is you go to each of the planes to get a blessing from each one of the gods. So I have met the other deities before, but it's normally in a proxy basis. They have their leader. I go to them, they give me the blessing after they've spoken with the primal source.
I'm just trying to make sure that we're doing everything possible. Not that I doubt your abilities, you're far more capable than we are.
No, and like I said, that I am limited on what I can do.
So, is anybody putting down in the record the different artifacts that we're seeking out?
Terror Bahamut, or to that, or not.
Not claimed currently.
So we have, so each one of us have a title. So the one that is the heir, Ashari, the title of the leader is normally the voice of the Tempest. That's why I have the title of that. The earth one is Heart of the Mountain. The fire is the Flame Speaker. And the water is the Heart of the Tides.
And the air is still intact,
For now, yes. I do feel a big disturbance.
The disturbance is up.
Yes, I feel a big dread coming. And that's why I only have a certain amount of time, because I gotta find out where that is coming from to see if I can stop whatever that is from happening.
I appreciate that. Does anyone else have any other particular questions?
Just,
What
what was?
She wants to come with us where she's
Just one more last question. If it is possible for you to talk to your deity to get more information on this elder blood, and if there's some way to solve this, I would be much appreciated.
That is where I am planning on going.
Is there a way for us to stay in contact with you?
I can send messages to you. You can speak with Orem. He's normally, at this point now, by my side most of the time after his whole journey that he had. I'm pretty sure you have capabilities of being able to send a message and that kind of stuff, right?
I don't have spells that one long distance one, just the local. I'm afraid. I'd have to.
So you would need someone to show you how to do the sending.
Right.
Okay.
That long distance one.
Given enough time, you can get that, and you can add that to your spell book.
Okay.
Would you be willing to teach me?
Yes, I can say you both can get that spell. You might not be able to cast it right now, but because it is a 3rd level spell.
It's a 3rd level spell.
Yeah.
Let's go!
Can't use it.
I can't use it.
I can always swap something out, I guess.
But Curtis, it did look like you had a question of your own.
Oh, just trying to put all this together. Basically, the artifacts we're seeking are the portal keys to these primal sources. And the name of these primal sources are like Heart of the Mountain, Heart of the.
So, yeah, those
Heart of the
are
Tides.
their champions.
Oh, those are the champions
Yes,
of the. I'm
that's
sorry.
like what I am.
Okay, and okay, so Tear of Bahamut is a champion.
No,
That's one of the artifacts. Okay, I was confusing there. I'm sorry. Okay, so heart, anything with heart or whatever was. What was the flame one?
That was Flame Speaker,
Flame speaker,
and that was for the Plane of Fire.
and that's one of the guardians.
That is one of the leaders like me.
Oh.
That's their title.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about the heart of, like the heart of the mountain, heart of the tides.
Yeah, those are their respective titles. Like
Oh.
I am the voice of the tempest,
Voice of the
which is for
tempest,
the air.
heart of the mountain is okay.
Is earth. Yeah.
And then Tear of the Behemoth is an artifact. Stone of Ioun.
Yes.
Okay.
It's the scale of Ioun.
Oh, the scale?
Yeah, scale of Io.
Probably right on it.
The scale of Io.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense because Io is like the
Probably have a
creator,
lower dex.
Yeah.
right?
To my knowledge, yes.
Tear of Behemoth. Scale of Io. What artifact does she have? Does the necromancer woman have?
Currently, that we know of, the Fang of Tiamat is the one.
The
that she
Fang of
has.
Tiamat.
there's a fourth one, but nobody knows about it. We're supposed to.
And the flame of what was the flame guy again? Speaker.
Yeah,
Flame speaker.
Speaker.
I don't write this down. I will never remember. So anything. I'm trying to put together notes. Okay. What do you? I just wanted to ask her. What do she think is the best strategic thing we should get? The Ioun,
If you guys
Scale of
have
Io, or the Tear of Behemoth, or something to that effect.
if you guys know of where one of these artifacts are that the Mistress doesn't have, that would be a very good path to go towards.
And we know that she has the thing of Tiamat, right?
Yeah, she doesn't have the earth one, she doesn't have the water one.
The earth or water, right? The
Because fire was already done. So she's in the air right now. So we could the two that definitely has not been touched yet.
which is
Or
either
Yeah, earth and water.
Yeah.
And
so which is the earth and water? Scale of Io or Tear of
so, Tabby, I want you to roll a history roll for me. And I will say with advantage. And you'll have to beat
17.
a 15.
17.
Okay. So with that, you do recall that when you guys went towards the one monolith that you guys found out in the waste that was tied to the earth,
Mm-hmm.
you got a sense that the earth plane does not have an artifact associated with it. It was something
Doesn't
that
have a
you
key.
first initiated with it. There was some kind of connection that you had that you have to break through in order to open it. It had nothing to do with a key or an artifact like that. It was some kind of strength-based thing.
Mm. Understood.
Alright, Marcus is just gonna go ahead and give a gentle nod to Keyleth
ask what's the bird's name? Do you have a name for the bird? Or,
It doesn't have a name. It's just it's
Just a-
someone that I used to know. Coming and checking on me.
somebody that I used to know.
Ganlin.
And I want you to roll a history roll for me. I'd say with advantage. Mainly because you would know about history about the Vox Machina and stuff.
Okay. 18 on
On the
That?
dice plus stuff.
what's
So
that?
18 plus stuff.
No, just 18 total.
18 total. Okay. So with that, you do recall that it spoke about some history about Keyleth and working with a adventuring party called Vox Machina. It was said that they fought the Whispered One. They defeated that individual, but it did come at a cost from one of their allies.
And I would know who that is.
And you would know that as Baxelman.
And so it's all just at that moment.
It's connecting back.
And I look at her and I go like, and she obviously my expression on the face
She's taken.
You,
Yes, the bird.
yeah. It is someone, and like she said, it's someone that occasionally comes and checks up on me.
No, he's quite like, like I forgive me, Lady Keyleth. Like, forgive me.
Marsh just kind of grabs his shoulder and kind of leads him out.
And I go, thank you, Lady Keyleth.
Yes, no problem. You do also know of, with that role as well, the Pike Trickfoot, Percival, DeRollo, Xadia. And then
Well,
you've
I've
also
heard
got-
of
Yeah,
him.
you've
You know,
heard of
I've
all
never
those.
met him, but
Yeah.
we've all heard the stories. It's like, wow,
Yeah.
they fought a god, they won, but but it finally dawns on him that like,
You are definitely outclassed. You gotta have gone first.
but she recognizes the look
Of recognition.
and she's like,
Yeah, she, as you kind of like nod, she nods you as well, and then says, if you would still like to study the druid nature, feel free to
Absolutely.
let me know.
I want to further my knowledge of everything. And I thought about what you said, and I said, as he's like trying to usher me out, I'm like, oh, hold on a second. I thought about what you said, and vengeance isn't right. There is balance to everything. I understand that. So that's what I'm doing this for. I'm not doing it for any other reason at this point than to gain knowledge and influence for betterment of everything. That's all.
That is very good.
And I'm trying to get over the fact, but it's hard because I don't know how to forgive those that did that to me. I want to destroy them, but
I can understand this. My adventuring days, I definitely had some times where I was
I'm sure.
very vengeful.
But I go, but thank you, and I hope that we can continue.
Yep, I look forward to it.
All right. So he pretty much is like, he goes out the door or whatever, and he's just like, another one.
Maybe you should just scare this one off.
Good. That's a nice closed chapter there.
Yeah, I hope you powered it off too. Teacher, you doing okay?
Call in.
I was like, you took off your mic, right? Okay.
Yeah, I can hear it.
I'm gonna see it now.
Okay, so what are you guys doing as of
You see
right
me
now?
like walking like this.
To the infirmary.
I don't care.
Okay, yes, so you do go to the infirmary. You do see a individual currently, Miriel is lying down on like a cot, a bed. And this person seems to have like this water that is going over the body back and forth. And you can see it kind of glow in certain areas as it is doing some kind of healing treatment on Miriel. Given enough time and everything, this individual eventually notices you guys approach as the water then goes back into a water skin. What can I do for you? Are any of you injured?
I hold up my hand that is still bleeding. I have a vial that is kind of overflowing.
My heart is injured.
A little bit of water goes over your wound as it heals up. Alright, from stir off based off of Katara, yes. And now that you said that, fine, her name is now Katara. Yes! Of the Water Tribe.
The Southern Water Tribe.
Where are your hair loopies?
She's on furlough.
Everybody's perfect.
Is there anything I could do for you?
And I need this tested.
Tested for what?
Other blood.
Herpes.
Okay, I don't know what this other blood is.
It'll be similar to Miriel's blood.
We're seeing if there's similarities and if there's any way that we could potentially use him as a cure.
Okay.
He was a child of Tiamat.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Wow. That makes you priceless.
Well, maybe.
Now I lean over here. Now that we're gonna do some necromancy.
Okay. So
We might need to.
she
I don't know
goes,
if I
she
like
grabs the vial from you.
Oh, here's a corpse.
Just cut off your finger.
Yeah. Perfect.
You see her saying an incantation as you see her right eye shines as she kind of closes her left and is looking at the blood, and she grabs a different vial that is similar to Miriel's. You would assume is Miriel.
And can I go ahead and do an insight check?
Yeah, roll an insight.
On who?
On her.
On Katara.
Yes, on Katara. She hasn't told us her name yet. I forgot what my insight was.
Because I figured out her name. You can tell by the water.
I would think you would know
50.
Katara because she's
I've
the
been
lead.
here
Oh
for a
yeah, you've
while.
been here for a while with Miriel, so
Yeah.
you would have seen her doing some stuff. But with a 15, you do get the senses when Conlon said, "Yeah, he's the son of Tiamat, child of Tiamat." It definitely put her off guard. She was like, now is very on guard in this moment.
Don't worry, he's killable.
He's harmless too.
Hey, I heal people.
So, from the looks of the blood type, they do have similar blood.
Hey, so you do have it.
Could.
Would this help you?
News
with
to me.
here?
We can certainly try something. I don't know what would necessarily happen if we did like a blood transfusion or something like that.
So I have a question. What if there was somebody around that didn't have elder blood, and we had a little vial of that, and mixed in Miriel's blood, and then mixed some of that same blood, Miriel's blood, in with my blood to see which one possibly progresses, makes the
That's a
disease
great
happen
idea.
faster.
Yeah. Reaction.
Yeah, we can do something like that. Like you're trying like a test to see like just if normal blood gets affected faster.
Yes. And based on that, we could tell if elder blood actually is slowing down this disease.
So I can already tell you that I have done tests, and her blood is definitely special, and someone else's blood, when I've tried to do I affected her blood with the other one, the normal blood definitely rapidly got, and she pulls out like this black and purplish gooish vial of liquid.
So you're saying that my blood might possibly help slow it down a little bit?
It is possible if your blood is very similar to hers, yes.
I'm going to give it a try if you are.
Could we create a potion of sorts that would, rather than like doing some vampire crap?
My biggest concern, I'm like, if you are willing to try it, we can do a kind of blood transfusion.
Because we can at
Holy
least
cow.
start with testing the blood in the vials to see if it does seem to slow it down more.
I mean, yeah, like, what is it that you wish to do?
Oh, you got my blood.
Let's see what it does to the.
Yeah. Before injecting it into Miriel, not knowing the effects, we put it into another vial of Miriel's blood.
Yes, I would say that that would be wise.
Start there. Do that. And see
So-
what happens.
Okay, give me a moment. You see her moving some stuff around and getting some vials.
Arceus is just gonna sit with Miriel while it's happening.
And I believe she would have it
Ooh,
advantage.
a 1 on the guidance.
She's got advantage with this, right?
Yes, she has advantage initially.
Let's get all the advantage.
Okay. Looking over the blood, it's about an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours pass, and she's just constantly at this working. And at that point, she comes back. It appears to definitely be slowing the progression, at least from on a small scale.
I quickly pull out a dagger. No, do I do this?
Hold 1 second.
We should ask her if she wants to do it first.
That become halfway. It would change. It just change.
But anything we can do to slow it would help, of course. But
While she's all doing that, I'm gonna go and ask Miriel what she would like to do. And I kind of explain what we're doing with Keyleth, and that we'll potentially be going to that area, and what she would prefer, if she would like to stay here or go with us.
I'm fine with staying here. They definitely seem to be helping me. Just make sure to be safe, and I'm fine with trying anything if it means I can get rid of this. I've just
Tristan's just in the other room going, "Leave me dry!"
Not dry, you know. I want to live. I want to help.
so. I guess introductions are in order. You know me. I'm Katara. Yep, she does have loopies. She's got a little necklace that has a water. Yeah. References for great stuff, you know.
Curtis has a sudden realization: is Azula alive? I want to find her.
I mean,
What, you know Azula?
He's somewhere around here.
Gotta find Azula.
Wait,
We were meant to be.
So,
airplane.
Katara,
She's a psychopath.
Just wait for Keyleth to Azula.
That's why I made the joke. Isn't it great? It's like,
so just to let you know, Katara is not young Katara, she's adult Katara, so you can...
Curtis doesn't mind. That's fine, it's fine.
where's Azula? Oh. I know you.
So, I can do a blood kind of transfusion. It'll be interesting. You see, because this whole time you've been like pouring the blood into vials and stuff. This is the first time where you see the look on her face of terror. And as she looks at the blood, you do see she, like, I can manipulate blood as she starts moving the blood with her hand. I will say it is going to be extremely painful.
I'm ready. I've got magic charge. I'm ready to go.
Can we assist in any way?
Anything that you can do to possibly ease both of their pain, because it is going to affect both of them.
The only
Because
thing
I will be taking blood from you from the open wound. We'll have to do an open wound in Miriel, and
I
then
need some meat.
the only thing I can do, like, shape water, and blood does consist of a lot of water. I don't know if that would, but that might separate the water from the blood. So that would.
Oh, yeah, you would have something.
I have cure wounds. I'm gonna be able to heal myself as I go. So
Well-
I can stabilize more blood.
So the thing with magical healing in that sense is it closes the wound, but we need the wound to maintain open for the whole thing.
Follow the potions. Can't help it.
Anything that you can do to aid, calm something, maybe even just being there, biting down on something.
As I go like this and Nyla appears in my hands. My Drake.
You're gonna eat your drink.
You're gonna bite his tail.
No, I just can't hold her. Comfort me. Screw you. What do you think I am? Cannibal?
Alright, but if
I don't know, you were raised by a 7-headed warrior dragon.
I thought you only had 5 heads.
This might be a crazy idea.
so Tabby, what is it that you're thinking?
Well, I was going through my inventory to see if I had like a piece of leather one of them could bite onto, but I don't have anything. I have.
I pull my out.
Oh,
I've got
no.
a crazy.
I got an idea. Okay. I have an idea. So I will empty out my water skin and kind of fold it in half and give it to Miriel so she has something to bite into to kind of distract from the pain. That's all I got.
Okay.
I have nothing else to help.
I grab my armor. I pull it off. And I'm getting ready to bite onto it. Because it's leather.
You do hear Mock speak up. I mean, I can make it quiet so we don't hear anything.
That'd be good for everyone else.
Let me look at Luca, see what Luca has.
Cast invisibility. Where'd that vein go? I don't know.
Poor Muriel.
I can cast counter spells. I don't know what this counter spell you speak of.
I'll use shape water and
Okay, so
Would my good berries help?
because
would
it's
that
still
be technically magically healing?
it
or
is
would
still
that be-
technically magically healing because it heals you for one
What
hit
we would
point.
need is like
It
might
would-
be good for them to eat a good berry before we start. That way they're
Yeah,
full
open.
and
Yeah, and that's the thing. Yeah,
The blood sugar won't
you
drop.
don't wanna-
because a good belly, it would slowly make the wound seep up because you're healing it. Because as soon as you get full, your wounds would be probably healed up.
well, I mean, eat before we do the procedure. That way
Yeah.
they're
So-
full.
Oh, okay, I gotcha.
Full and
They have a full stomach and healthy.
Full stomach.
Vomit.
They're not dehydrated. They're not hungry.
Yeah, no, okay, I get you.
Yeah.
Okay, that's if you're willing to do that, that would be greatly appreciated.
Take the berries. I hand everybody a berry. I have 2 in my hand now. I have 10 of them. Everybody gets one. I got 2.
Okay, I have a question. Can I use shape water to change, kind of like do like like different pictures in the water, kind of like a slideshow? Because it has that I can change the color and the opacity.
I mean, technically, yeah, you could do that like the Water World in Disney.
Your
Where you just-
performance rolls.
A
Yeah, that would be like a
performance roll.
performance.
Are
and
you
then,
good at that?
No, I'm not.
And then Curtis, what were you saying that you were thinking of? You had an idea?
Oh, that's a stupid idea. It was chill touch, and I was thinking, like, if we're having a hard
gonna give you
time, it just
assistance.
prevents from being able to heal, but that's just not going to help.
No.
Because I was
but
like,
keep
but
trying
then
to
again,
go.
maybe
Those colors are
that'd be
wrong.
good during that.
To keep from natural healing, yeah, that's certainly possible.
But even if, but it doesn't matter because we're trying to relieve pain, not cause more. You know, it would just be torturing them more.
It's
So-
a 7.
Okay, for your performance,
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
yeah.
Unless I could do shape water and help, but just help the blood along quicker. Help the process
I would
go.
allow that. I would allow
So I would like to assist who is it that's,
that. Katara.
She's
Could-
already got
oh, she's already got a guy,
Guiding-
okay, never
She's been
mind.
guidance. That
Never
would
mind.
give her advantage.
I'm,
And it
You can
also,
always retrigger it.
Yeah.
so it is also going to be affecting
Until it's done.
Drayden
You'll be fine.
as well.
well, I can, you know, I'm
Because,
just
like,
saying.
there's
So
two
he's
sides
guidance here, and so I would like to assist him to move the thing along
to
faster.
move his from his blood over.
But I don't want to
her
create a
quicker.
huge issue or anything, bottleneck, whatever.
Okay.
But
And Arceus would also just ask Drayden that he doesn't have to do this.
I'm okay doing this.
he was the one who suggested it.
a
So.
funeral.
I'll be fine.
I think, Drayden, I'm like, this is brave of you to do.
With that, I'm gonna say let's take about 10-minute break. Get some food. Yeah, then there's stuff that I have to look at.
Looks like crap. We don't have food.
I was like, yeah, just talk amongst yourselves real quick. I gotta
Talk
some
amongst
looking.
yourselves.
So what's gonna be your new
Hey guys,
character?
Well, speaking of,
You have one already?
dude, I have like 50 characters.
This one's a druid.
Actually, no. This one's a paladin.
With the Arashari. There we go.
And he's a ocean guy.
That part of the Arashari.
No,
She's still in?
I had a feeling they were gonna go with this.
Like the vengeance?
no.
Vengeance.
He is.
So he's just one.
Oath of Glory.
Baldur's Gate.
I need to have
Jeez, you sneeze and you break your own.
I know.
He's the Fury of the Tides. I forget what.
If this is for the ocean, I'll do it.
Okay,
And
old man.
we're about to be going to the water.
That's what you think.
It's got to be difficult to be worshiping like a god of the ocean or something like that. I mean, it's like you would have to be at the ocean all the time. sort of like the problem.
Ocean man.
Yeah, like
take me
Aquaman.
by the
Yeah,
hand, lead
exactly.
me to the land.
He's got a couple water
Rescue
skins,
on.
but one of them is just ocean water that he never drinks. He just has it with the middle times.
What canyon?
I was singing Ocean Man.
Oh.
Ocean man.
So you guys want to help me on my campaign? I'm trying to figure out a name for the guild.
I smite you.
I smite you.
Also,
He's
zero-
a child. It doesn't matter. Evil knows no age.
Also, you drink
as well.
How dare you?
because I am lightly obscure.
Especially if you're like in a desert. Please save me. It's fine. It's my water. You should be worshiping the ocean. This is what you get for being a land lover.
I need to throw the batteries to charge the electric eels. You guys want to help me name a thieves guild? Because I can't think of a name for it, but I kind of need one.
Oh, my short sword's back. And then I
Use the hat.
I'm not gonna sure that's right, it's back.
That's fair. Yeah, it feels really bad.
Rare equipment.
No, it's mine.
I mean,
He ties it, we're just like, okay, what's this?
I don't really have much. I got my bow.
Is it he chains it?
No.
Well, when we did our trial, I
Oh, it is a chant.
did enchant it with the water.
So yeah, he has the bow.
You're right.
If I go down, you can have the bow. You might be able to use it well. I don't know, longbow.
That's
You
okay.
can't even use it
Oh no, I can use it. Just
well. Use it well.
I'll eventually learn how to shoot it.
I mean, I bet Tabby can use my longbow just fine. He probably has proficiency.
Here, let me check.
Martial weapon?
Just a second. I can't see my proficiencies for weapons. Yes, martial weapons.
You?
I'm not as proficient in magic, and I'm gonna need your assistance looking at this elder bug situation. I'm hoping this helps Miriel, but
Yeah, we need to find out more information about this. Let's go to the library, I'm thinking. Unless you have a better idea.
I figure after this procedure, because I doubt we want to have
I'd hate to put her through more torture. Good hell, but if this helps.
I mean, if I could switch places, I would.
But she did accept it, right? She's okay.
She's okay with the procedure. She's not okay with the curse.
Gotcha.
No, she's okay with it, not the procedure.
The curse not Alright.
Alright, so you do 1d4 of dagger damage to you, and then 1d4 damage to Miriel, because you gotta open up a wound.
Okay.
You want to roll for advantage?
Hey, look! That's a 1!
Well, you took 1
Precision
point.
class.
You took 1 point of damage, Miriel took 4.
It's like, I was willing to do it.
Well, yeah, I just was like, you're taking damage because you're literally cutting yourself open.
No problem.
Die.
So isn't there a certain level of blood that can be in a human body and you have to, you know...
Well, I'm not human.
No, I mean,
In the body.
So,
if
this
we
is
try
what
to
you see.
shove a...
Where do you cut yourself?
Right
Right
here.
Right over there? Okay.
Right here.
So you see, as Katara is moving this, moving the blood from Miriel, it's moving over, and you can see from her water pouch, her water skin, water starts to circle around it, and it's kind of glowing in this like healing type of magic as well. As it then slowly moves towards Drayden, you can then see with her other hand she starts moving your blood from you, and it is moving towards Miriel.
And can I go ahead and ask Tabby to hold Drayden?
Sure. Oh shit.
You gonna hold me? I'm just kind of sitting here with my Drake on.
Just in case.
I assist in holding as much as possible. That's all I can do.
Be prepared to hold Miriel.
Because yeah, like as soon as you guys like blood starts getting moved from you, you guys start feeling just massive pain as your blood is being pulled from your veins.
Do you want me to do a strength check to hold Drayden?
Oof. Luckily, Miriel and you both take 1 point of damage, and this cannot be reduced by any means. Okay, as soon as the blood starts seeping into your open wound and your blood into hers, Drayden, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw
Hey, good at those, I think.
with disadvantage.
I'm not good at those. I'm gonna roll 2 dice and they're gonna actually come out high for the first time ever. Come on.
Oh.
That's a 7.
Okay.
Otherwise I have a 17.
As the blood starts seeping into you, you in your head.
I just figured she was just pulling mine out and putting it in there.
No, it's a transfusion. You need to keep the blood, because like you said, a certain amount of blood, you die with blood loss. So she has
Exactly.
to maintain the blood.
Yeah, he just put out in out she needs. Okay, let's do this. I was just gonna heal up after the fact.
So,
I have plenty of iron.
in your head, you start hearing constant, a cacophony of voices in your head. I need you to make another wisdom saving throw to not go in a panic, and I'm going to say with disadvantage because you are being held by your compatriots.
Thanks, guys. The disadvantage.
Yeah, it's so you don't get like, because you're about to like freak out.
Hey, look, another 7.
I would like to
He has
cast,
disadvantage because we're holding him?
Yep.
if I
That,
could,
then there's also because of what this is as well, but that's just.
to hold
Do you let
him.
us know
Double.
your choices?
I would say at this point, like, you start to like scream, and you're starting to like almost convulse a little bit.
Okay.
So you can't speak right now. You're only speaking falsely. But you guys are seeing him. But you guys are like holding him, and you can feel him doing this.
Is he like? Does it feel like he's
Miriel's
breaking
surprisingly
free?
Doing fine.
Does it feel like he's?
Well, she's getting clean blood. I'm getting not clean blood.
Why are we putting?
I mean, we could have just gotten rid of the bad blood, taken as much as we could out of me before killing me. That's what I thought was going on.
You were just gonna donate on.
Couple.
Where was the other fight gonna go?
I guess he was saying her blood transfusion.
Yeah, she said
That is what a blood
transfusion.
transfusion is.
Yeah.
So to be fair, but
Choosing my blood is a Miriel, not.
but your blood
Fine.
might, you might be able to resist it because of your blood.
Not with my roll. Freaking
Okay,
fine.
so I'd say it's been about a minute of just this. Miriel and you both take 11 points
Ah,
of damage.
Do I need to make a strength throw to keep holding?
Yes.
should I do
Same-
Maximilian's
same
earthen
attack.
grasp around him to hold him still?
I will give you advantage, Tabby, if you do
I
that.
would like to cast earthen grasp just underneath Yells in this big, and Hopefully,
I can't really.
hopefully it won't damage him though.
That's why I'm giving him.
There is
advantage
bludgeoning
to people.
damage. I'm going to try not to injure
Oh yeah,
him.
no, you can do it so it's a non-injured. You're just
Okay.
trying to grapple him with it,
Okay.
and because he's already technically counter-grappled, there's no save. You just counter-grapple him.
Okay.
I just want
Is it-
Tabby to roll a strength with advantage.
Saber check.
Well, I don't know what else.
Spencer, saber check.
It would be a check, a strength check.
Okay. Unfortunately, just a +3, but that's 21.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah.
We didn't come up with a safe word.
With that though, you do manage to get a good enough grip on him where you are no longer just like compulsing and stuff. So you're restrained and stuff, but you can still feel like your body is shaking. But you're not going to hurt yourself from the compulsions.
I'm like saying, this is very noble of you. I'm sorry.
Okay, I need you to make another wisdom saving throw. This one's just a normal roll.
It's worse.
Okay.
Oh no.
It's a 6.
It's a 6.
At this
I was joking.
point, you can see around Drayden's open wounds, you can see his flesh starting to melt kind of away and come into the very similar aspect of what Miriel is looking like.
Oh no.
You guys are the only ones that can stop anything from happening, so it's all in your hands.
And you can
I'm
see
useless now.
you can see Katara. She doesn't notice that because she's
Focusing
focused.
on.
Yeah, she's focused on maintaining the thing. But what are you guys doing?
He is
I don't believe I'll be
literally
able to
turning
see
into
because I
like
am
what Miriel has.
Focused on
Yep.
grappling Drayden.
Sorry, say that again, Tabby.
I don't believe I'll be able to see because I would be forcefully grappling Drayden, so I won't be able to be looking down at his hand.
Okay, so
What is
Muriel doing?
Miriel seems to be fine. She's just sitting there. I would say, like, from the pain that she's kind of like has passed out at this point, but she's not convulsing or anything like that. She's just normal.
I don't know. Should I throw in the plug or what? I'm like confused. I'm like, oh no. I'm grappling him with my earthen thing, but should I? I'm asking.
Are you going
what-
to announce what you see?
What's going on?
I'm gonna go ahead and use knowledge pass.
Okay. Okay, so you're yelling Katara to halt, and as you say that, Miriel and you take 10 points of damage. As she just all of a sudden like stops. What's going on? She slightly looks over, and then you can see she just like stops as the blood just hits onto the ground on both ends.
That's not sterile.
Yeah, so she cut the connection between the two.
I don't know what's going on still.
I release
So I'm taking psychic damage.
the
but-
hand, so and I try to hold you up. You're probably heavier than I am. I'm like,
I'll really grapple too.
You,
Because I'm specifically talking about
yeah. He does not know.
so is his condition worsening? Is it spreading?
Make a wisdom saving throw for me.
Guidance. Yeah, you can. Cocked. Thank God that's cocked. That would have been
guidance.
4.
Yes!
So 4, 9, and 11.
It was a 28.
So
So yeah.
I couldn't say that. We could probably.
So is it looking? Can we visually see it going coursing into his veins and stuff like that, or?
Are you
You-
speaking the words you hear in your head?
You take 9 points of necrotic damage as well.
That's it.
Yep.
Bring it.
And
As he falls.
you now gain your conscience, your vision, and you can now speak. You still hear a cacophony of whispers in your head,
I'm
and
not convulsing anymore.
you are not convulsing. You look down on your arm, the open wound. You see the corruption has taken hold, and it is slowly growing.
Is it spread out through the rest of his body?
Currently, it just to be around his arm.
Amputation?
I was gonna say we
Should
can
we
test out
consider?
amputation, but that might cause more harm than good.
Exactly. So
Sorry, say that again.
I was gonna say we could test out amputation, but that could cause more harm than good.
Damn it.
I'm
I'm
all
sorry, they were
about
talking, Canyon.
mold earth
What did you
and
say?
water and
We could test out. We could test out amputation, but that could cause more harm than good.
Oh, so you were just telling everybody that.
Yeah, just like giving a piece of like, hey, just be careful with whatever decision we make.
Does it seem to be like a poison?
Make a medicine check.
does Miriel seem to be improving?
Medical check, medical check, medical check, medical check, medical check.
It
It's a
doesn't
19
look
plus
like
whatever.
Muriel improved any. It looks like from what was going on,
Wisdom.
it stopped progressing.
So it did have some effect.
Yep, but as soon as the blood was cut and dropped, it then started to reform on Miriel. So it was doing something.
We may have to amputate it.
And with
It's
a
already in his blood, it's already coursing through his
It's already gone through everything?
22 with medicine,
Because it sounded like it was just
you have
there
no clue
in
if
his
it's
arm.
a poison or a disease or anything. This is beyond your purview.
Because you know, my idea, we didn't go with it all.
Poison? Is it acts like disease? It's more.
I would say it doesn't appear to be looking like a poison of anything that you would have seen.
So I look at Katara and go, so why didn't you just throw the bad blood away?
I told you that it was a blood transfusion. It is
Yeah.
going from one to the other.
I'm fine losing some pints. That would have been better than this.
It's just, he still hasn't told us about poisons. So.
Like I said, I was worried. Yes, and that's why I casted a healing thing over the blood going into you.
Yeah.
That the water was supposed to nullify any negative effects, any elements.
It seems this is beyond all of our scopes here. We just
I'm gonna
decided
just
to
test
agree
out
to
my
your
arm, see if I can
experiment.
Still use it.
Yeah, you still have full control of your arm.
Okay. Well, I can work with this for now.
It's very noble of you. Right?
I will say, in this moment, you do feel kind of a sense of doubt and unease.
I can deal with this.
You don't sound so sure of yourself there.
We need to find more about this than to do anything more like this. We have to find more information.
What does Katara think? She's the medical expert.
This is definitely concerning. From what the brief moment after I dropped the blood, I was looking over both of the patients, and it did seem that on Miriel's side, the progression was stopped. It seems to be moving again, so there was something going on, but it, like I said, I did the best thing that I could with the water going over the blood, trying to nullify any of the disease and poison, but clearly that had no effect.
So it's probably not even a disease or a poison that we know of. It's something else entirely.
It's probably, we can assume now, and this is good vital information, that this is not a disease, it's not a poison, this is a curse.
Okay.
Do we know anybody that knows how to remove curses?
Just about curse.
I mean,
Keyleth
can try.
I imagine the
But I
Arcane
don't
Syndicate knows a bit about that. I would imagine.
Roll a Arcana roll for me. Or anyone that wishes to roll an Arcana can roll an Arcana. You, Curtis, would have advantage on this.
19.
Gotta be kidding me. 15 is the best I can do.
Let's see if I can do it. Yeah, it was nope. At least it wasn't the one.
With the 15 and Tabby's 19, you would both know that with what this curse is, it's probably a lot stronger than just a typical remove curse spell would fix.
Yeah.
Or more like a wish.
Yeah,
kind of
it'd
spell
be a
would be.
wish.
Yeah, it'd be something like a wish or a divine god fixing the issue.
I reach into my pocket and I pull out a ring of 3 witches. It's actually
You
just
pull
a
it out of
ring.
your pocket and it disappears because you never had it.
It's just a normal ring. It's
The
just
voices are still telling him a few things.
And it's just a ring, Spencer.
Pulls it out of
Of me really wishing hard, hoping it'll happen. It's not magic at all.
Is there a way to move the curse?
It's a peach ring.
Apparently, we just did.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's
from
me.
the looks of it, it did look like, because it did stop on her end, you were removing it from her and putting it into somebody else. At least that's, from my medical standpoint, that's what it looked like it was going. It was doing.
Tell Noctura. Look at her ideas.
Yeah. Okay, so is this thing
And I
not
don't-
healing? It's not healing on him or whatever, and there doesn't seem anything we can do to heal it.
None of you tried to
because it is
cast
just-
a heal.
I heal myself.
You heal yourself, your wounds heal up, but you still have that kind of undead, necrotic looking underside of your arm. Think of it like a rash,
So you look like Miriel in much of her body.
yeah, on a portion of her body, yes.
Yeah.
And it's just slowly right there.
Well,
And was it your right arm or left arm?
Oh, it's my right. I don't know why I did the right.
because it's the dominant one, and yeah, whatever.
Well, usually he goes right back to even more.
Well, thanks for being our guinea pig. I appreciate it. That was very honorable of you, but no more experiments until we find out more about this.
Hope you don't die.
Oh, I probably would. Don't worry.
I think that looking at like with the blood and having your guys' blood being very similar, it would have been probably worse if you didn't have the same blood as her.
Yeah.
Well,
But it-
we found out it's a curse. We found out some things, so it's at least got something about it.
Because you'd be fucked already.
I don't have blood.
Exactly. Because that would be helpful.
Well,
I can't do any blood transfusion.
yeah. They wouldn't be able to aid in that.
That's a 0 win.
Sarcasm. Oh wait.
Conlon, you're a cleric.
This-
Do you believe your god may help?
Sorry, say it again.
Conlon, you're a cleric. Do you believe your god may help?
Maybe. I don't have divine intervention.
You can
Who
roll
is your
for divine
god?
intervention.
How would an automaton have a god?
More wise, I was created by a basically god.
But so I would
Ooh.
say that because
Automaton remain.
yeah, because you don't have
Right.
divine intervention right now,
God.
I would say that you would have to roll a 001. So you have to roll a 1 on a D100.
Can you do it?
Well, that's worth a shot.
And I'm only allowing it in this instance.
Get the rigged ones. There we go.
Yeah. Get your rigged ones.
Oh, 14.
Worth a shot.
You reach out to your god, but you hear no response.
Out of curiosity, Curtis goes, "What is your god? Who is your god?"
Well, the one that built and breathed life into all of this
So,
time.
so Io?
That might have been
I don't know it on the top of my head.
Can I do a history and see if I know?
Had to remember
You could
his
do a religion.
Oh, okay.
Warforged don't have
Plus
What could
4.
I gotten that roll?
Oh, 24.
Okay.
I
Give me-
recall.
And Spencer, I rolled all my dice. They're all rolling like 5s. All of them.
Use
I
my
know
dice.
everything about your god.
That's good, because I don't. Unfortunately, I got a 9 on the metal ones. Should use those.
Your bullets.
Second. Looking up my Pantheon real quick.
Sorry,
No, you
my
good.
brother's just getting home. I'm sorry. I'm just very curious.
So am I. Because I was hired by the royal people of the city of wherever.
It's very interesting,
It's a
I
ruined
gotta
city
say.
up north, yeah.
My,
The whole background of my character that I
and he's naturally curious about everything, and it's like, what are you?
He's a city guard.
City guard.
Once he woke up after the Calamity War, he had no memory except that he was supposed to find someone, so he joined up with the local police force. Found out that humans are just a bunch of assholes.
Okay, fair.
So he
Became a
private
Power
detective
Ranger.
And just kind of struck out on his own.
I love the tie too. Anyway, I hope
So-
your opinion of at least one human has changed a little bit.
So far, yes.
You don't hate me, right?
No.
You don't particularly like me either, though, I guess.
But no.
So what comes to your mind are two deities. It could either be the Allhammer, which is the patron of craftsmanship and
Okay.
creation, and then the other one of Porthos, which is the god of the forge, relentless earth and fire. Those would be the two that you would recall of.
And honestly, they'd probably very easily for everybody to notice, but my Drayden would probably look like he's listening to something and it's pulling his direction in multiple ways.
You okay there, buddy?
What?
You look like you're seeing things.
No, I'm not seeing anything, and that's the problem.
Hearing things.
Yeah,
What are they telling you?
that's a good question. I'm trying to figure that one out.
Can you focus on them?
Do you try to focus? Because right now it just sounds like a cacophony of voices and whispers.
I can try.
Guidance.
Okay, do
Whatever that'll give you.
an insight or perception, which is relying on hearing.
I'll do perception. Except that I got a bonus for. I can hear shit Don't be a shitty dice. That's cocked because it's in my bag of dice.
Nice.
18, 23.
Plus
Okay.
a D4.
Yep, plus a
It's a
D4.
D4.
So at least 24.
23, 26.
Is that a 3?
That's a 3.
Okay.
So we have 26.
All right. With the 26,
Good roll of the night.
you hear within the cacophony of voices, you hear a little bit of, for a brief moment, you hear a voice that sounds identical to Miriel. And it says, "What happened? What was that? What's going on? I'm confused. Did it affect him as well now?" And then under that, you also hear another female's voice, the one that you've heard before, and it sounds like Noctora. And it says, "Another one to the collection.
Well, this is a good thing. We got a spy. Of sorts.
So yeah, did you hear what I said? Another one to the collection. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't know who.
But a potential, at least more information can be gained.
Well, maybe. I think I
I haven't said what any of this has happened. So,
Yeah, that's true. Sorry.
just still focusing at this point. Trying to
And then there's
Makes
just a whole
sense
bunch
of
of
it.
like other voices of men, women, children, and like almost like gruttily like beast type sounds as well. And a lot of them are consistent of
Is it primordial? Because I know that one.
with 26 you do hear okay, so yeah, okay, yeah, we'll do this. All right.
Primordial, draconic, common, celestial.
All right, so you do hear a lot of common that says, like, what's happening to me? I was attacked by this creature, and some of its blood got in me, and now I'm turning into some creature, some monstrosity. What's going on? And you have other, like, sounds like a little child that is like, "Mama, I'm scared. I don't know what's happening. Why did my dog bite me?"
Wow.
Oh God.
This is gonna mess with your head.
Uh-huh.
And then,
Professor X.
and then you do hear
It is like a collective.
something in primordial. And let me get to this real quick.
Ooh, it's finally coming in use for the first time. Second time. The first time I make fast use of it.
You hear just briefly, "Why am I here? Why am I protecting this energy, this source? I don't belong here. I need to go. I need to be somewhere dark. I need to be there."
Based on the information that I've already heard from other things and how this works, I'm assuming this is possibly primal fire spirit guardian. Possibly. Because based on what this does, it causes people to have opposite of normal nature, right?
So it did say somewhere dark, not necessarily dank.
True.
That could be Earth. If he's announcing this.
Earth is also darkness.
No,
technically.
what's
That
the
would
opposite
be
of dark? Light.
Light. So Earth would probably want that.
Well,
So
what if it's
air
not an
would
elemental? It's the ver-
be another being.
Of course, we don't know this yet.
I mean, there is going to be light versus dark, as well as, and then we were talking, not just talking about the elemental side of things, but why wouldn't it be? Then that means that you are from a light source.
No, air source wants to be. You
Does
don't
it?
know that. He has both.
Yep.
It sounded like okay. I'm just confused, I guess, but I thought it was like talking like more
They want to do the
an
opposite.
evil darkness. But am I?
Can you make anything out? Specifically?
Then I don't know this. I should. Sorry.
No, you're good. I like all this theories that you guys are making.
Different voices.
What did it say?
Real quick,
Well-
before you say what you're saying, what is going on in your mind right now? Like, what are you thinking?
My character would be trying to just make sense of it.
Makes sense. So, like, is there?
Like, trying to figure out, like, these voices obviously started with the blood coming into me. So there is some kind of connection that those that are infected with the blood, this curse, have. It's like a collection and almost like I'm getting the thoughts of those that have had this or have it.
So, with you going through that and you kind of like whatever you're feeling, you also get the sense that Miriel kind of looks at you for a moment and then notices that like connection. Like she like knows what you just thought and were feeling in that moment.
Okay.
But then continue what you were saying to the others.
It seems the voices are links to those that have the curse.
Muriel, can you hear him? And the other way around?
You look over to Miriel and she's just not even focused on you. She's just dead focused on Drayden. And she doesn't say anything, but she just looks like almost utter despair and like something she did. She just looks utterly destroyed. Like she did something horrific.
There's nothing that you can do to prevent this. You volunteered for this even.
I try
Neither
to.
of you hear Noctura?
None of the Miriel still not acknowledging anyone else, is just looking at Drayden.
Is she okay?
What you get the feeling of basically what I just said, like utter disdain. You do hear a brief moment of I shouldn't be here. I should be dead. I can't be here anymore.
And I go like this and go, hey, start pushing towards Mariel. Go ahead. Give her a high five. You need to. She needs it.
Anyone specifically to hit? Did you hear Noctura?
Many,
Oh no.
I'm counting.
I'm not going to assist in that.
I mean, from the looks of it, I don't know what it'll do to you. I don't know if you'll survive the transfer.
And I gotta say, this is morally wrong at that point. We were just trying to see because if it was more of an experiment to make sure that, see if there's a possibility to stop it. But if we continue that and we cause more problems, then that is just wrong. We cannot. We
He's
can't.
not going to survive with voices in his head.
I agree. I agree. He might not, but we gotta do. We should go be looking for these artifacts.
An idea and or a plan. What if you use the sending stone that you gave to me to message that you've been compromised with an accidental injection of this curse, and then we go and meet a mob, and then we just go beat the cure out of it.
So the only problem with that is
He's in the room. Anything he thinks they hear.
We don't know that though. We don't know.
He did say he was hearing the voices and that they're communicating.
Drayden, make a wisdom save for me.
I just slid on the number, so I got 4.
You're still guided. I haven't dropped concentration, but it has been less than a minute.
So that's 8. Thank you, guidance.
Okay, continue with what you guys were doing.
Um,
Did you tell them you defected? Did you burn your bridge?
no.
So we could contact your people. And you say, hey, I made a stupid mistake. Got bit by something.
Dude, above table right now, guys, I'm having a freaking blast right now. All of you guys are just
We've
sitting
just
here like
compromised ourselves.
thinking.
We just compromised ourselves.
Like, my character is
Below table, I
just
fell out of my chair
focusing-
about 10 minutes ago.
that I would be just trying to keep any possible thoughts that could make this worse based off of what is going on.
At this point, Curtis is like,
Possibly.
why did I help with this?
I would say
I
it's
can't
possible.
believe how unethical this actually was. But I thought maybe if there was a chance. Oh well.
Well, this is on me.
By default, though, it's going to affect everybody in the room.
Well,
What if you just killed him? And then burn the body?
What? No.
What?
We gotta find
So-
another way.
Necromancers need a body.
Curtis, what is it that
I haven't
you're
gotten
thinking?
there yet.
Sorry, not Curtis.
well, Arcturus said soul collection. Once you're infected, that's it.
We don't know that.
She gets the power, I'm sure.
All right.
Contact, and she's like, oh crap, one of my agents is
No.
in trouble. Or was it kind of the cracker?
She sees everything as it's happening. Everything.
Arceus, it looks like you're lost in thoughts. What are your thoughts? What are you thinking? And this is Katara speaking to you.
It's just with this disease, Drayden's not. I'm no stranger to having thoughts in my head, and I'm more geared to protecting myself from those said things. I'm thinking, do the transfuse. I may not last as long as you can, but I can at least keep us safe.
Are you thinking of doing the transfusion from Miriel or Drayden?
From Drayden, or from him and me.
No.
I don't think. Oh.
It only stops
How are we going to be sure that you're going to be able to stop or control the thoughts or protect us from being compromised?
Because I am not. I'm attached to a different plane.
Even still, how can we confirm that we'll
You
fully
know
get
an
out
easy
of Drayden?
figure out for this? Drop
Sorry,
a couple blood.
say that again.
How can we confirm that we'll fully get out of Drayden?
I'm sorry, say that again.
The curse was slowly being regressed from Miriel. I may
So
not be
it
able
didn't
to save Miriel,
regress it,
but
it just stopped.
It was paused. It was not. Yeah.
Didn't change anything.
So Muriel, for the record, is
So it would just
slowed
be
down.
infecting more.
Yeah,
It did have a good effect on her.
Yeah,
it slowed.
it slowed it to a stop.
This
While
gives
the
us more
transfusion
time.
was going through.
But once that was over,
When it's
it
over,
started
it's
progressing.
Started progressing. It is a little bit slower, but you don't know if it'll speed up back to its normal.
Okay.
This gives us more time. So
Yes, this gives us more
not
spices.
waste it.
Let's get going.
Let's move.
We gotta get some artifacts. We might have to gouge your eyes out. Since, now Turner can see.
Is that true?
I would say it probably wouldn't necessarily follow that specifically.
It's thoughts, right?
because it does state that to follow knowledge regardless of what it does. And it's just that follows this 10.
I mean, yeah, I'll allow it. It's just that's something that you'll have to bring up to the others.
Okay.
Because as a me DM-wise, I can't say yes because it's something that involves
Well, I'm
another
just making
player.
sure it
Yeah.
still follows
But
the
yes,
same
yeah.
the tenets. Okay. We're gonna have to do the transfers.
Why?
It's the only way that we're gonna know what she's thinking.
We already do know what she's thinking. Through him.
It's gonna take him a while to figure that out.
I don't know, it seemed to work the first time. Hey, can you do it again? Try and focus on her voice.
Curtis has a problem now because he feels like he has violated a code of ethics that he's sworn not to.
Meatbag ethics.
It's called the Makers Guild. You know.
It's not like you're a
Yeah,
doctor.
we're making
Well,
things. We're making more zombies.
I'm sure Tappy actually says this, and I go, well, see.
Are we the baddies? I feel like we're
Can I
Conlon.
can I roll for perception to see if I could tell if Arceus could handle it better, or if he would be able to actually take away what Nocturna was thinking and translate it to an advantage to be on our side.
Yes, make a perception roll. Conlon.
Okay.
But I'll get to you in just one moment. Conlon, you see Arceus trying to sneak over to the vial. You didn't beat his bastard.
No. Stop it.
I go grab a vial. I
No,
go,
you
hey,
did.
let me get a little bit of your blood. We'll test it before we actually put it in.
We don't
because
need.
It'll probably kill you too.
So I go ahead and I cut my hands. We're gonna need a cut from you.
Yeah, go ahead. Fill it up a little bit, and I go. I drop some in. Wait for a moment.
Okay, did you cut yourself to get the new blood, or do you have the other vial?
Oh, I just figured my blood right there.
Yeah, I immediately slap right where your blood is.
No.
Well, that would be hard because it's going into the vial, and I've stepped away from you, sir. And I
Well-
just went like this.
Command.
It's interesting because he did heal, so it's not an open wound anymore.
Yeah, but he made a new cut
Yeah,
to
with
do
thoughts.
this.
I figured that he like pricked himself.
Yeah.
That's what I was figuring, just
I
a
just
drop
see-
of blood. That's what I figured that he was
With my
doing.
dragon board nails, I just punctured my finger and dropped some blood in there. To see what it does, and I go over to Katara and go, okay, let's check it out. See how fast it goes.
Okay, so she says that. She's like, okay, I'll just use the already blood that you've given, because that has a more volume in it. That one little drop's not going to necessarily tell as much.
I didn't do just a drop. A couple.
But we don't have a new sample of the new blood. Because this would be a new.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah, not his, but you would have. She still has blood of like Miriel and stuff. It's not like they just did one vial of her blood and then left it. No, they took a couples for testing purposes.
And we still have my original vial.
Yeah, but yours is
That's
that's the
tainted.
untainted.
Yeah.
So that
That's untainted. Yeah, that's good. It's a good thing.
Completely untainted.
so what is it that you want to do? Do you want to try with his blood with the tainted blood or your
Let's
normal
see
blood?
how his blood handles the tainted.
Okay. So instead of using your blood, she then goes over to Miriel's tainted blood and gets that. It's going to take some time. If you guys don't mind waiting for a little bit.
What time is your good?
About how long?
Artifact.
It'll be probably about 3 hours. If
Is that a short rest?
Oh,
a short rest is an hour, yes.
Okay. May I take a short rest?
Yeah, they don't
I'll
want
let
you
you
to.
follow my tenants.
So after the 3 hours, you guys can do your short rest. Use any hit dice that you want to. It goes, and you can see on the blood, like, as soon as she kind of initially was hitting it, where initially with Drayden and Miriel's blood being mixed, it progressively took a long time before it started getting to that black and purple vicus. As soon as within the hour of your short rest, your blood and then Miriel's same blood, in almost instantly within the hour, it is a black and purple vicus. So it is exponentially faster with non-blood that is similar to theirs.
you don't stand much of a chance here, kid.
Yeah. Let's not.
You've already died once. It's hard enough to bring you back.
I've never died. Don't plan to. So, now that this has happened, let's
We got some artifacts to find.
let's move instead of dragging our feet.
Alright, and Tabby, with any perception roll at this point, you would gather that was the same outcome that you would have
wouldn't
gotten.
handle. Yeah.
And I would say, like, this whole entire time, Miriel has not spoken. And since, like, if you've moved from that location, she's just still dead focused in that one location, just looking like if you were standing there, it would have just been looking like through you.
I'm gonna put her on some kind of death watch. Maybe a
Oh
stretch.
no.
I'm gonna move close to Muriel.
She doesn't acknowledge you moving closer, is still just focused straight.
I'm gonna touch her with a non-tainted hand. Like, try to touch her shoulder.
Okay, you touch her shoulder. Doesn't react, doesn't do anything, just still dead focused straight.
Think toward her. Or like try to focus on her and go, this is not your fault. Get over yourself. Being in pity is not going to help us. We need to move on, move forward.
There's no spoken words, no nothing, just dead focused still outwards. You, however, get a feeling of, it's almost like absolute dread wash over her. And it's not as much as you were the effect, you were just like the tipping point. So there's still a whole bunch of other stuff. It's just you happen to hit that one thing where it's now boiled over.
So now she has enough souls to do what she wants.
So she's having a psychotic breakdown, basically.
From the looks of things, Miriel looks like she is having a psychotic break.
Damn it.
Well, that wasn't the plan. Well, I'm getting nothing else from Miriel. Something's wrong.
Tree portals.
Yeah.
I tell
you gotta get moving on.
well, we got to take care of her. We got to.
Anything that can reach into other people's minds.
If she's like in this trance state, she's just going to be there and she's just going to die without. This is.
There's nothing we can do here.
Are you asking everybody if they have?
I'm asking Katara.
I don't have that kind of power, that capability.
Is there anyone in the grove that does?
We
I
should
mean-
go ask the Tempest.
I mean, you could ask the Tempest. She might be able to speak with someone's mind.
Can't
Maybe
believe
look
this.
into it. The Tempest is very strong. I mean, that might not be out of her purview.
Okay, I go and find Orin and I'm like, there's an emergency. We got to help Miriel.
I'm going to talk to Arceus real quick and ask him something.
I don't know, ask away.
So, with this, I'm not sure how Miriel is truly taking it, but
I don't think she.
it's not well.
Not well.
We need to. I don't know if she will, but she may harm herself. So we need some people to be very close to her at all times. But we also need to be moving to get to those.
We don't
other
even know if
effects
we can move
as
her
fast
per
as
se.
we can.
Well, we don't need to move her. She'll be perfectly safe here.
She's probably safer here than she is with us, to be honest.
She'll be way safer. We're literally walking death traps. Look at that guy.
Yeah, look at this guy.
Black.
Can't
Right.
believe
And with that, we'll end the session there. Because I'd like to, what I'm planning on doing every now and then is ending the session a little early by 9. That way we can all, above table, have like a group discussion about where you want the campaign to go, what you like, what you don't like, and that kind of thing. Like, what's your guys' thoughts on the campaign?
well,
I think we're just gonna have to start fighting level 10 monsters.
I feel we
We're
need.
just gonna
We've done this.
I feel like there